was a time when I could fly. I was a hero, above the law. Then I lost my powers.
This has been 14 years coming. And I know some of you have been with the book since its very first issue. Your loud internet voice was part of the equation that made PlayStation and Sony make the decision to go right to series with Powers.
I'm on this line because I just recently started reading Powers.
My cousin got me into Powers years ago. I've basically been hooked on the book ever since.
It really takes these fantastic noir elements, detectives, hard-boiled, but then it takes all the superhero stuff and brings it in that we love so much.
So they gave me a badge. The fuck am I supposed to do with that?
Powers is about homicide detectives Christian Walker and Dina Pilgrim, who work cases specific to the world of Powers. That means if there's a dead superhero falling from the sky, that's their case.
We're not trying to save the world or destroy the world, which is classic Powers things. We're not. We're just the same fuckers in this fucked up world.
He has my fucking powers!
He used to be a power, and he is now down here with us trying to figure out what that means and what he can do.
Him coming from this kind of celebrity power culture is such a huge contrast to Dina kind of being on the ground in very unglamorous detective work. We're introduced to her in this version in a place where she's actually quite wounded. So she's coming to Powers Division kind of looking for a new home. And I definitely identify with that search.
We can cast well and write well, but chemistry, and we all saw it. We all sat at the table read and watched these two go at it for the first time, and we all sat back and went, ooh, this is gonna be good.
Fuck! Ah, shit!
It's unlocked. What's amazing about Sharlto, his mind is like a thunderstorm where there's all this electricity going on in his brain. He's always got amazing ideas, and he's always interested in you guys and making sure that we tell the most interesting story for you.
What we're asking of all of these actors is something real and also at the same time hyper real.
Callista is older in the show, which is a wonderful treat. I think you get to see this young woman still, but develop into herself and find out what it means to be a power.
Johnny is a very complex, conflicted character, fiendishly brilliant criminal mastermind. He's a bad motherfucker.
Zora's discovering what her world is. She doesn't just want the fame that a lot of the Powers get. She wants to be a hero.
The crew started calling me the Wolf. He is ancient, he is dark, he does have more powers than anyone seems to have, but he is beguiling, he is charming, and at the point we meet him, he is fucked up as hell. I've only done 2 scenes, so this is really like, it's like almost the first day at school. It's like normally you do a thing, and then we come to you and say, hey, we've done a thing, and we'll tell you about it. We've just started doing a thing. We know roughly where we're going. We're shooting off the launch pad, the rocket's going up, but we're still finding ourselves.
Because we're on a platform where we have so much creative freedom and we get to kind of do what we want.
Right.
I can't be more thankful for that.
A lot of people made this happen. All this going on here and all these amazing people, and there's people in the audience, David Engel and Chris Parnell from Sony, who made this happen today.
We're huge Sony fans too. I have a PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, a PlayStation Vita. We're definitely interested in watching that on PlayStation.
PlayStation.
And everyone at Sony and PlayStation has been amazing. But there's one person where none of this happened if not for him. His name is Michael Avon-Oeming.
Co-creators of Power.
It's one of the great joys is we get to sit next to each other and do this.
You know, I was once criticized by a British friend of mine who said I use awesome to describe hamburgers and pretty much anything, and that awesome should be reserved for angels' wings blossoming before the opening heaven's gates or something. Yeah. And I can definitely say this is awesome. This is very awesome.
We're all merely here, then gone.
PlayStation